How is everyone? Have you started to code again or taken a break and taken some rest? I feel better on my side. Was a bit sleepy. Now it's better. Coding never stops. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start because the reveal for the graduation will be at the end. So I can start with a few more background on the bootcamp. And yeah, just a few things. So I hope everyone can see my screen. This is the agenda for today. So I want to talk a few minutes about what does it mean to be a graduate? So what is the expectations of the diploma? What it will give you access to? And yes, generally like how we see the future of the graduates of Motoko Bootcamp, which is linked to the Motoko Bootcamp community, which I will talk about. Then I want to share a few figures and a few background about how the project were noted and judged. And then at the end, of course, the announcements for the winners and for the graduates. So apparently you cannot see my screen. I can see the screen. Okay. So what does it mean to be a bootcamp graduate? So it means that you will receive this diploma. The application is being built at the moment. I can't give any deadline, but it will be before the next bootcamp. And there will be an application where you can log in and you can see your credential. I'm saying it's a soundbound NFT because you cannot transfer it, so you cannot sell it. The goal is not to make profit with it, but to prove that you've participated in this week and that you've learned a lot of things. And there is something called verifiable credential. I'm planning to build around NFID, which means that any application on the IC will be able to query your diploma and give you access to maybe some features or some privilege on their DApp if you have this diploma. So right now we have already an exclusive Discover portal where we can share a few information about the next bootcamps and maybe job opportunities as well. So it's very exciting because it's the first diploma on the internet computer, as far as I know. And it means that you have some skill with Motoko, but also that you are likely a human. I don't think a bot can right now graduate from the bootcamp. So that's a lot of things interesting for an application to know about you. And also in the future, I imagine that will be a proof that you were there when the internet computer started, that you were an early builder. So try to not lose it. I'm planning to build a lot of things around this diploma. So yeah, stay cautious with it. Maybe it can give you access to airdrops, special events in the future, whatever, a lot of possibilities. So what is the Motoko Bootcamp community for? So one thing that I want to precise is that after this bootcamp is over, the Discord will stay open. And if you want to keep the conversation open, I'm also going to share a lot of news and announcement about developing on the IC. So I want to use this community for technical advice and support. So if you are looking for, let's say, the latest NFT standard, or if you are looking for like some strange error message that you are stuck with it, you can use the Discord for it. I'm going to try to monitor it. And also I've seen some people already providing help, which is pretty cool. Of course, finding opportunities, finding co-founders. If you are looking for Motoko developer, I think that's the best place to look for. When I also try to brainstorm ideas and topics, we have a lot of smart people here. There is a lot of things happening on the IC. So for example, the NNS proposals, the hot topic of the moment. For example, if there is something about a chain key Bitcoin, we can all discuss together. Is it secure? What is it? I think it's a good place to share ideas and add debates. Also, I want it to be a safe place. So I don't want to share information to the outside. If you have an opinion, you can share it, whether it's on Discord or on Discover. Please don't share the opinion of people, and try to be constructive and not judge other people. As I've said before, it's also a community that I hope to receive airdrop and gifts. So if one of you is looking to launch an NFT project, for example, and you are looking to airdrop something to a community on DIC, you can get a list of principles that all have the diploma. So that can be an interesting community to airdrop things, because those people are probably active on DIC. And the last point, which is probably the most important, I want everyone to keep growing with this community and participate. So it means that in the future, if there is opportunities for coming back to the bootcamp, for example, as a mentor or as a leader or as a translator, I want people to be able to come back and participate to make the bootcamp even better. A few ideas, for example, would be like local spots for the bootcamp, or participating in mentoring some students. And if you have any suggestion, feel free to reach out or to just post on Discover or Discord. I think there is a lot of possibilities. We have a lot of builders, so I think we can do exciting things together. So now, how were the project judged? So it was pretty difficult to judge the project. The requirements were clear from the beginning, but there was a few issues during the camp, a few unexpected issues. So I've tried to be as close as possible to the requirements, but also if I've noticed that there was a lot of work, the project is really good and things are working, but they don't exactly respect the format. I was still, I was just looking at the project and based on the work, taking a decision. So there was two phases. The first one was pre-selection, which I was the only mentor to participate in. I look at the 80 submissions that we had, and basically did a first test and decided if the person was going to graduate or not, and if it was going to graduate with honors or without honors. And then based on those best projects, so all the projects with honors, there was a second phase where the jury, which is a lot of other mentors that also participated in the camp, that ranked the top 3 projects. So basically there was a pre-selection just by me, and then for the prizes, which were pretty important, I decided to ask for help and advice from other mentors. And the final rankings were determined by an average on every review. So the pre-selection, I want to just explain my process. Basically, I look at your code base and all the challenges. Then I went to your application. I tried to pass a proposal using your frontend that you provided, and try to modify the text on the website. If it worked, then you already graduated. If it didn't work, I tried to pass a proposal using the CLI, so using DFX, because some people, they succeeded in the backend, but the front end was not working. So some people graduated like this. And if it still didn't work, I took a closer look at the code base, tried to understand what was going on, what was the bug. And then it was kind of an arbitrary decision. If the work was enough, I decided to graduate the person. If not, I decided to not do it. So that was the pre-selection. And for the honors, basically the process was about the same. There was a requirement, which was creating neurons and having sub-accounts in your application. If you did this, you graduated with honors. If you didn't, I also took a closer look at a few projects that seemed really interesting, but they didn't fulfill all the requirements. But they were still very interesting, so I decided to give them the graduation with honors. So yeah, in the end, the person that is supposed to review the project is putting the credibility at stake. So in this case, it was me. So if you have any remark, or if you're wondering why you didn't graduate or why you didn't have the honor, you can still reach out to me. I have an explanation for each project. I have a comment that I can give you if you want to reach out. But yeah, in the end, it was my decision. It was not an automatic verification process. And for the top 3 students, as I've said, it was from different mentors. So there was 5 people that reviewed all the people that graduated with honors, and then they decided on their top 3 projects. And based on that, we took the average. So I think a few of you probably remember top of the class, which was one other category. We decided to remove this category because there was not actually there was not the need for it, and didn't really make sense because there was not a lot of way to distinguish them from the person that graduation with honors. So graduation with honors, and top 3. That's the only ranking that we have for this year. Now we can move to the figures. So 972 people sign up for the first form. Then we had 180 people that actually enroll into the bootcamp. And from those 180 people, we had 42 graduates, 13 of them with honors. So yeah, graduating was really hard this year. If you've graduated or if you've completed the bootcamp, you can be proud of you because it was not easy. So this is time for the reveal. So this is the list of the graduates. You have to graduate with honors, and then the top 3. If you're not sure about whether it's your name or not, after this conference, I will reveal the list with your project so you can be sure that it's your name. I've taken your, I think it's the name that you provided in the first form. But yeah, if you are not sure, I will put the list with your Discord handle, your project, so you can be sure that it's you that graduated. So now that you've seen the graduate list, I would like to invite a few of the winners to make a demo. So I know that we have Mitch that is here, Hugo that is here, and at least one of the person between Beavis and Martin, because there was 2 person that were 3 at the 3rd place. So I would say we can start with Mitch. If you're there, you can raise your hand. I will try to add you as a panelist. Okay, just a few moments. I think he needs to reload Zoom.
Seb, thanks for having me up.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
So I think, can you share your screen right now?
I'm trying to find here how to share my screen. I don't think I have the option. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think I can stop sharing for the moment.
I'm gonna have to go in my settings real quick.
Yeah, sure. So there was a few other people that I would like to invite to share their projects. There was Acha, Hugo, and also Beavis or Martin. If you're there, can you raise your hand so I will add you as a panelist so you can also share your project. Cool. Is everything okay, Mitch?
If you could skip me for a second, I'm trying to deal with this, try to get it set up.
Okay, no worries. Maybe someone else is ready to share? Greg? Okay, nice.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Could you hear me?
Yes,
okay?
I can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, here's my project. It's really a simple project. I start from scratch. It's possible to vote for a best code. And the code of the moment is this. Of all the acts, the most complete is that of building from Paul Valery. If you want to show all code and all the possible vote, there is an tree here. Okay, it start, and there is some possibilities. If you want to vote, you need to log in. I will do just a few seconds. I need my ledger.
I really like your project because it was not exactly what we asked for, but it was pretty close. So like, I think you implemented the same functions like proposals and voting, but it was like modified in a way that made it really, really cool. And also the front end is simple, but it works and it's nice.
Thank you, thank you. As you can see, the interface change, the UX. There is a vote possibility. We will use that after. One thing I didn't have the time is to the total is just fictitious. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to code the connection with the MB token. Okay, that's the first thing I want to show you. It's the possibility. Now we will add a new code. Author name mystery. We will enter a quote. I write it. By what miracle can you be assigned to a group called Jones, Good, Ass, Barbecue, and Food Message? And at the final ceremony, present your unfinished project. I will try.
This is the magic of Motoko Bootcamp.
Yeah, it's really magic. And if I go, here is my proposal. Okay. It's going to take me a little while to validate this code. So I'll take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this bootcamp. I haven't coded for a few years now, and I have organized myself at work with my family to spend as much time as possible behind my screen for this bootcamp. So a message to all the speakers. I loved your readings, really a lot. I watched them all 3, 4, 5, 10 times, depending on which ones. Each time I learn and understand something more. Now I'm watching the video from the bootcamp 2022. I really loved it, and I can't wait for the next session. And in a few seconds, I will be at 100. Okay, here we go. So,
how much time were you able to spend on the bootcamp during the week, like on average?
Okay, I take a lot of time, more than 100 hours.
Yeah.
I know it, but it's time to show the video many times, to do the challenges, a lot of issues with code, with my workstation, with yeah, for a lot of things to understand, a lot of new comment on appelle ça, new design,
Concept?
new concept, yeah, exactly. And when you start really from zero, from scratch, that was really fun for me, because it remember me how it was when I was young and at study. So yeah, really one of the best things I do this year. Yeah. Okay, and here we go. We can see the homepage here has changed, and we have a new best quote from this bootcamp 2022.
Cool. And why did you decide to? Because you didn't really did the website like it was asked on the requirements, but you decided to move to kind of this little project. Were you already decided before the camp start, or
No,
you just
because of the issues.
Okay.
Issues with the code, and that was it will be hard for me to explain that in English, but it was every time I don't lost time, I spend time to understand what was problems. I try to solve them. Some of them I solved, but I restart on a new code source that you give us, and I had more issues sometimes. So it was, I think, the Friday night, I say me, okay, stop, let's go, start to zero, learn. You need to present, to give something at the end. And unfortunately, I don't finish everything, but I'm not unhappy from the result. If I had maybe 1 day or 2 days more, it could be done in the right way.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think that was great. Like you wrap things and you presented something that because it's important when someone open your project, then he sees something completed and not something that is being worked on. It was really cool. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Do we have maybe Martin? We can do in the order. So maybe Martin, if you're there, you want to present? Or Martin, I don't know if it's... Okay, so maybe Hugo is there? Yeah. So Hugo, if you're able to share your screen, I think, Greg, you can stop sharing your screen at this moment.
Hi guys, do you hear me? Can you see my screen?
I can hear you. I don't see your screen right now. Okay, great.
Yes, it
Yeah.
works. Perfect. So yes, I created this. I called it Vodao because Voda in Slavic means water, and since it's liquid democracy, it's very fun. I thought it was a fun name, and I tried to keep a very minimal interface. So here, if we try to upvote one of the proposals to change the minimum voting power, we'll see that the call will most likely fail. So call result voter has not enough voting power. So we need to lock our MBTs to be able to lock to be able to vote. So it takes a little bit of time, but here it should show that I have a couple of MBTs. So I have a 500,000 of them. So I'll lock 100K. I will first deposit them. And by default, the dissolve delay is set to 1 nanosecond because it was just quicker to test. And yeah, so transfer is successful. So now I can lock, and it will normally should create a neuron. So let's wait a little while more. Okay, so the neuron was created, and we can see that it has a 100K neuron MBT balance, and the voting power should very quickly update. So here we have it, and we see that our balance of MBT decreased. So now, normally, we should be able to to upvote. So if we upvote here, so the loading screens are a bit, they are not by card, they work everywhere. But it should pass the vote. The vote was successful and then disappear because it's simply in the accepted section. So here we have the let's build, and if we go to this, we see that there was a little problem with the infinity symbol, but apart from that, it does reflect on the DAO controlled page. Another feature was to have the NNS-like follow system, so you can basically delegate your votes. So if I see here all the different, so the display is kind of ugly, but you can basically see all the neurons of other people. And if I go here, I can see that maybe I want to follow the decision of this guy, since he has only one MBT, but he's very active, let's say. So I click on follow. And it should, so I successfully followed him. And if I go to my neuron now, I can see that I'm following this current neuron. So yeah, and then of course the last page is how to add proposals. So if I put, let's say, there's 4 types of proposals. So just putting text, just changing the minimum voting power, changing the acceptance threshold, and toggling the granting voting. So let's say Motoko Bootcamp 2024-1, or let's say 2023, and we submit. It should appear then in the other in the home here, basically. Here it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope the presentation was good. If you have any questions, and also thanks again to all the organizers and everything. It was really great. Learned a lot about Motoko, and it was really cool learning all the new concepts, and very challenging at times. So that was a fun experience and a great year, great way to start the year. So yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that was impressive that you have all the features and you also implemented like following for neuron. I don't know, was it hard to implement this specific feature, the followings?
So the following, it was because it was a bit harder than I thought, and after a while I even realized, like in the last day, I was, oh my god, I forgot about some features. So for example, for some edge cases you don't think about. So for example, if you vote with a neuron that is followed by other neurons, then the other neurons should not be able to vote because their votes were already counted by the leader neuron. And implementing the following was a bit difficult. You had to create this directed acyclic graph structure. So it was a bit, you needed to a bit go back in the algorithm class, a basic algorithm class to a bit remember how to add to avoid the graph to become cyclic. So like the cumulative votes always made sense. So, but it was cool. It was doable.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So yeah, Hugo is second, for those of you that were wondering. And yeah, I think the interface is really clean. There is all the features and even more. So yeah, that's why I decided. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Do we have Martin? Martin, are you there now? I've added you as panelist, but I think your mic is muted.
Yeah, 1 second. I tried to connect with another device.
Okay. So Mitch is back, I think. Yeah, cool.
All right, so you can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my demo. I end up just putting a lot of text in the top. It's bad UI UX, but it's what I had to do at the end, just so everyone could know how to work it when they came through it.
Just so you know, maybe for a real project it's bad UX, but for me it was really cool to have this text. There are a few projects that I was a bit confused about the interface. And when I arrived in this one, like I just read that and things were clear from the beginning. So I think it was a good idea. Maybe I will suggest for the next project to have kind of an explanation provided directly on the website. So yeah, thank you.
That's awesome, because I felt really bad having submitted it like that, but awesome. So my wallet's already connected. I did this quick little shortcut to get a principal. So you could kind of, hold on, here we go. This way you could copy your principal and use that in the faucet. I've already funded my I've already funded the account with tokens. So at this point you're logged in and you've got tokens on your account. You could technically submit a proposal and vote and everything, but I'll demonstrate the Neuron voting side of everything. So I have this like screen here where you have like a Neuron management, and you can create a Neuron and specify the amount of tokens you want to stake, and then the dissolve delay in months. So it's the stake 10 and then say 10 months. And for the requirements, nothing below 6 or over 8 years. And we'll submit a proposal. And while that's loading up, you can see all the proposals displayed here. Okay, so that's ready to go. So we'll do a demo. And more awful UI, but I had to do it so you knew where to go when you came through. And then you can see demo, and then we can vote on the demo with our Neuron. And then I did the black hole canister portion with the certified request. So once we update this, we'll check the black hole canister. And while I'm waiting, I can prove that the canister is black holed by just getting the info of the canister on the network. It should come back. So this is a black hole controller of the canister, and that's for the internet computer. Like it's just a common black hole address. So we'll refresh the page and see if we see demo. We see demo, and then go to the black hole canister, refresh, and we'll also see demo. And that's kind of the gist of it, but I would have, if I had a little more time, I would have liked to include, I have a bunch of backend functions that I started to create, kind of bit off more than I could chew. I would have liked to create the dissolve portion here and built out the UI a little cleaner, but this is kind of what I ended up with on Sunday. So yeah, that's my project.
Great. And how hard was the certifiable variable to implement to make the website accessible from IC0.app?
That was cool because there was a repo by I'm gonna butcher how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Nomita, and he laid out quite a bit of how to do it, and he was just missing a few libraries, hadn't been updated since, so it wasn't too difficult once kind of made my own. I didn't make my own, I think it was SHA-256 library it needed, and then everything kind of went smooth from that, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad that some people did it. There was more people than I expected, and I was positively surprised by that. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me up.
Do you know why you need to have the controller as a black hole canister? Why do you need to, instead of removing all the controllers?
Well, no, actually, I don't know why I would do that without removing. Like if I just had nothing on there, I'm not sure what it would be.
So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm asking the question. But I think there is something with the status of the canister that you can only get it if there is a controller, and then that's why you have to assign one canister as a controller, and then this canister has no controller. But yeah, I found that was interesting that you also black hole the canister and not the main one, but just the web page, which made a lot of sense. Cool. So Martin is back, I think. Looks like you changed your pseudo, but okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's the same like everyone made. So yeah, start here. This is the web interface. I also implemented a neuron system, and if you connect your wallet, it will update all the information about what you have in your account and the balance of your neuron. To update the neuron, I just have the two text fields here and some buttons to increase the delay time, update the settings, add more tokens, or start dissolve. And if it's 0, then it can disperse the neuron, which will pay back. Okay. The interface is very simple. I didn't have much time to add loading spinner or anything, but it basically works. The only problem is that if it's for some actions, it takes some seconds to have a response and can't see anything in the interface. For the front end, I also implemented the certified variables. For me, I based it mostly on the on a Motoko playground sample. I think it was from Joachim Breitner. And I also used the black hole canister as a controller for the web page and the DAO backend. Front end, I still have control at the moment. Yeah.
How much time were you able to spend on this project? Or
how
just
much time?
On the bootcamp in general, like how much time per day during the week?
In the beginning, I thought I could work a little bit for other projects on the side, but after the first day, I spent basically all the time on the project. I also have some children, so couldn't spend the whole day, but basically like 10, 12 hours per day.
Okay, yes.
And Sunday to Monday, the last night, I also spent a lot of time at night to finish the neuron system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to make a demo with the new proposal?
Yes, I create a proposal here. So some people also created some additional proposals here. Hello, Motoko. Click submit proposal. And here's also the problem that this doesn't really give feedback. If it's working, did I click?
Might need to refresh, right?
No, normally it will. No, it
Okay.
did. Okay, so now here is the proposal listed in reverse order, that the last one is on top. For the backend, I prepared to have something like pagination, that you can query a range of proposals, but in the front end, I didn't use that. So here's the proposal, can support it with this one. And it should also update after some seconds. Now has 9 supported. So should switch to the other account. It has a little bit more voting power. To reload. And I also made it that you could basically press any button, and if the wallet is not connected, it will do that before it performs the actual action. So this one has voting power of 117, so this should be enough to pass this proposal. Again, will take some seconds, and says accepted. And if we reload the website, it should say,
Cool.
hello, Motoko.
Oh, cool. So
Yes.
yeah, congratulations. You have all the features and even more. You have the dissolve and increase stake. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't get to the quadratic voting part, but yeah. Instead of that, I spent some time for the certified variables here.
Yeah. The quadratic voting was just a way to make you spend time on another thing, but it was not the main requirement. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm gonna finish the presentation. I just have a few more announcements. So the next bootcamp is already coming. It will be on May. I saw someone ask, what about Motoko Bootcamp 2024? It's not Motoko Bootcamp 2024, but it's Motoko Bootcamp May edition, and it's already coming back. So I'm pretty excited. It's in 3 months from now. Of course, it will be even better. If you've liked this edition, I would suggest invite your family member, your friends, your colleagues, everyone that is interested or might be interested about the internet computer, and Motoko is welcomed. This edition, we want to have technical profile mostly. So people that already have some kind of coding experience, whether it's professional or self-learner or students. But if they are very motivated, it's in 3 months, so they still have some time to prepare and get on track for the next edition. There will be a physical edition as well, but we don't exactly know where at the moment, so I'll provide more information once we are settled. And I would like to say that you can also contribute to this edition. So one of the cool things about this Motoko Bootcamp was the participation of the mentors that I want to thank again. And all the people that contributed to the project, all the people that translated the lectures and the content as well. So my goal for the next 3 months is to make the next edition as good as possible, and also find a way to kind of integrate those people and give them really specific role. So right now it was not very well defined who was responsible for what. So the next focus is to make that more clear and have people taking on responsibility during the next edition. So if you're interested about that, I will use the technical working group on education to talk about that. So this is a group that we use to talk about anything related to education, but I'll focus on the bootcamp for the next months. And the next meeting is tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. So everyone is welcome to come. I'll talk about the feedback from this edition and what are the plans for the next one based on those feedback. So yeah, really interesting. And that's it. So yeah, congratulations, everyone. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out on Discord. I'm still available. And otherwise, I hope that everyone will keep on building and go back to coding as soon as possible. Thank you.